Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Please make sure you guys on your way in that you hit that thumbs up button for me. Also, please share this video. And if you are not already subscribed to my channel, please go out and hit that subscribe button. And also make sure that your notification bell is on so you are notified every single time I drop a new video or I go live.
Get started in a few minutes. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3.
So I am pretty sure that we all are familiar with the case of Carmelo Anthony. Now this case, you guys, has everybody in an uproar and everybody on split sides. Don't know which way to go. They don't know if they want to say it's racial or they just don't want to say it was just an accident, intentional. Everything is up in the air. And being that we don't have all the facts, right now it's just speculation and opinion. Well, recently, Carmelo Anthony's parents held a press conference with advocate Dominique Alexander, which we're going to get into him a little bit later. They held a press conference just recently. Well, at this press conference, the father of the victim, Austin Metcalf, showed up at the press conference. Now, everybody is trying to decide, was this inappropriate? Was this disrespectful to the family? Or was he simply just showing up, honestly, just to show what he would say, unity. So before I give my opinion about that, I want you guys to hear the opinion of Judge Joe Brown. Now, if you're not familiar with him, you know that he is a real judge in real life, but he did have a TV show and it is no longer on the air. But I want you to hear his opinion because he gives a very unpopular opinion. And to say the least, I find it very interesting. So let's take a look and you guys tell me below in the comments, what do you think of his opinion?
Chicken door down.
Right. But Dominique Alexandra is, not representing the family legally, but as you could might as well say, a spokesperson for the family. So he held this press conference. I want to play 2 minutes of this, and then I want to play Carmelo Anthony's mother speaking about, the situation as well.
No matter our opinion of it, we have kept our opinion close. We have not attacked. We have not shared the information that was shared with us about Austin Metcalf.
You guys, just as a side note, I swear this man reminds me so much of my own father, just his whole demeanor in itself.
Because we respect the dignity of life and loss. And as a minister, I would not attack a grieving family, even if I disagree with them. When I have stood before this podium for people who have died at the hands of law enforcement, I have asked for that same manner of respect. And even when the shoe is on the other foot, I will not do that. And all I'm going to say, so it don't be asked later, is that was disrespectful and just shows you all the character. He was not invited. He knows that it's inappropriate to be near this family, but he did it.
What is he talking about?
Y'all, I swear he reminds me of my dad. I'm so sorry. Okay, let's continue, y'all.
Let me explain. So Austin Metcalf's father showed up to the press conference And so he's talking about how it was, you could say, disrespectful for the father to do that.
Why? Remember, that's the same thing the boy that's on trial did. He showed up at somebody else's home bench and he decided to intrude. So if he can do it, why can't this dead boy's father do the exact same thing?
And that's right. So he opened up this press conference saying that it was disrespectful. And I don't know why he opened up the press conference saying that. I don't know why Austin McCaff's father, Mr. McCaff, was there. Maybe it wasn't to be disruptive. You know, you're talking about.
Again, what is the difference between what the dead boy's father did and what the defendant himself did? What's the difference in terms of initiating the problem? It was open to the public, just like the athletic field was. It was another family, it was another team. There was no invitation, an intent not to cause trouble, but discussed with him being there. So I guess they just talked about it, which shows what their son should have done instead of knifing somebody, even if they laid hands on him. See, that's the whole thing. Laid hands on. See, that's part of this thing. They better not touch my child. And when I grew up, we are.
All right, so I know that was different, but I'm gonna have to tell you guys, I do agree with him. And let me tell you, my thing is, I always try to balance the scales and see it from both ends. I don't try to be one-sided. I rather get the facts and see things both ways. But in this particular situation, I do not feel that it was inappropriate that he showed up, given the circumstances that everybody's trying to say that it was wrong or whatever for Carmelo Anthony to be under another person's tent. So you see, him comparing the two was actually an excellent observation. So it allows you to see it from another person's angle. So what was disrespectful and what was wrong about him showing up? He was not disruptive and it was open to the public. Now, if it had been invitation only, I could see that. And if he would have came in there causing issues, I can see that. But I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't even think it was a good idea that the Anthonys give a press conference anyway, because they didn't have to explain anything to anybody at this moment, because right now it's a vulnerable time. And I'm pretty sure their attorney did not advise them to do that. Now, understand, Dominique Alexander is just an advocate. So with that being said, let's get into Mr. Alexander and why, in my opinion, they probably should rethink having him represent them as an advocate. Now, before we get into anything as far as, his background or anything, I will say that there is one thing that Dominique Alexander did do that I felt was very commendable, is when he came forward and he put to rest rumors and lies and stuff that will come to the media, and then people will take those lies and they will run with it instead of wait and listen to the facts. They take them and they run with them. So here's a piece of a conference that interview that he did in the beginning that I felt was very commendable. So let me give him his props first.
A statement being sent out by the police chief that was false. We saw a false autopsy report that was false. We have to caution the community to say, hey, we cannot trust everything that is online. The disinformation that is going online is hurting this case, and it has to stop. It has to stop, y'all. As we know it right now, Austin McCaff and Carmelo Anthony did not know each other. They did not know each other. Let's stop it. They were not at a party together. Let's stop the lies regarding this situation. also know that both Austin Metcalf, the twin brothers, were on the roster that day to be at that track meet. We also know that Carmelo Anthony was on the roster that day to be at that track meet. We know they both arrived, all of them arrived to this facility via the transportation of Frisco ISD. The lies has to stop, y'all.
Now, again, I commend him for that and standing up in this regards. But however, I want you guys to take a look at Mr. Alexander's background as to why I say maybe he may not be a good fit for this particular case. Now, let's start from his latest. This activist was arrested in 2019 on a felony charge of family violence after his partner accused him of trying to strangle her. His partner later signed an affidavit just prior to a grand jury indictment saying that she didn't want no further part of this prosecution on the account of how the police handled the case. Doesn't mean she dropped it because he didn't do it, but I guess she didn't like how the police was handling the case. So the case was dropped in 2021. In 2009, he was arrested on the fact of causing serious injury to the 2-year-old child of his then girlfriend. Alexander initially claimed the baby fell off the couch while he was babysitting, and police, among their investigation, said a doctor reported that the severity of the injuries did not match up with what he said. Now, Alexander actually confessed to shaking and hitting the baby with an object, and that is on court documents. He pleaded guilty in 2011, and the judge sentenced him to probation. He was also sentenced in 2016 to 5 years in prison for violating probation multiple times, but he only served 8 days due to probation counting toward his sentence. He was indicted once again on felony theft charges that were increased due to a 2013 forgery conviction. That's also on court records. He pleaded guilty in 2021 and was sentenced to 2 days in jail. Now, am I saying all this to say that his past defines who he is? Absolutely not, because we all have made mistakes, made bad decisions, and we grow and learn from them. The only thing with this is because his charge was with hurting a child and he was convicted of it, I think the part about him advocating for a child in this particular case may not be a benefit for the family. Now, I do think him advocating for, racism and stuff like that, that's fine. But in this particular case, maybe he should have just been a silent advocate as far as for the child. And I do think in a way he's a little clout chasing, just a little bit. So you guys understand this. The media is already going to convict this young man before he even has his due process in court. And right now, the defense has to focus on dimming any type of negative light, any type of negative media, anything negative associated with him. They have to take the light off that and eliminate it by any means necessary. And unfortunately, this man's record is going to play a negative against him. So guys, I would love to hear your feedback. If you disagree with me, please comment down below and tell me that you disagree with me and why. And if you agree, tell me why you agree with me as well. And with that being said, you guys, that is the end of my video. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. And as you guys know, please make sure that you have your notification bell set so you are notified every single time I go live or I drop a new video. I will see you guys later.